Hi, I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. Financial independence. It's the time in our lives we retire from actively earning a living. For many of us, it's way out there in the future, something to plan for someday. We're too busy with our lives, our families, and our careers to pay a lot of attention to it. In some cases, that inattention lasts until people are in their 50s or even 60s. And then all of a sudden, it hits them that someday is getting closer fast, and they aren't ready. They don't have anywhere near enough in savings and investments to provide a sufficient income when they are no longer earning. Now, if you're in this situation, it's time to get serious about planning for financial independence. But don't panic before you start pricing cat food at the grocery store and hinting to your kids that maybe you're going to move in with them. Try these strategies first. Cut back now so that you can be more comfortable later. Make saving and investing to become financially independent your primary goal. Now this means no new cars, no new toys, no expensive vacations, no funding college educations for kids or grandkids. Take an inventory of your spending. Then go over it together to find all the places you can cut expenses. Create a spending plan focused on freeing up funds to invest for your future. Next, consider downsizing now instead of later, but only if you can live more cheaply by doing so. If you can't sell your house for, say, $250,000 and then buy something smaller for maybe $100,000 and invest the difference, well, don't think about it. If you can, this could be a really smart move, and it works best if you have substantial equity in your home, meaning it's paid for, or the mortgage is small. You might consider getting rid of debt. Stop using credit cards unless you pay the bill in full every month. Pay off credit card balances and any other personal debt. If you and your spouse are both working, pretend one of you loses your job and you have to live on one income. Then put the second income towards saving and investing to become financially independent. A spouse who isn't employed might consider getting a job solely for saving and investing. Next, accept the reality that you're probably going to need to postpone retiring from work. If you enjoy your work, well, you might be happy to stay employed for a few more years, maybe as long as you possibly can. If you don't, look for possibilities for changing careers now. Or you might make plans for a second career after you retire from your current one. Next, take an inventory of your assets and include your savings accounts, investments, and retirement plans. Don't forget to include your Social Security income. And yes, it will be there if you're over 55. If you're under 50, figure on 75% of it being there. Also include assets like a paid-for house or valuable property that you may own personally. Add in hobbies, skills, or interests that might bring in some part-time income. And I think it's important to include intangible assets like health, family, and friends. Those are the assets that make life worth living. And these may not affect your finances directly, but they have a great deal to do with your well-being. Remember to enjoy the present. Maybe cutting back on your spending, but don't discourage yourself by cutting back so much that life in the here and now is bleak. Find creative and inexpensive ways to stay involved in activities that are important to you and enjoy time with friends and families and those special people in your life. Finally, don't waste time and energy beating yourself up because you didn't start saving earlier. Instead, give yourself credit for what you are doing now. And remember, you aren't depriving or punishing yourself. You're investing in yourself in order to build a more comfortable future. Thanks for joining me.